Today I'm making fast and easy brownies, and here are the ingredients that we need. 3/4 of a cup of flour, 1/4 cup cocoa, 1 cup of chocolate chips, 3/4 of a cup of butter, 1 cup of sugar, and 3 eggs. Now I'm using salted butter, so if you're using unsalted butter, add in 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Those are the ingredients, so let's get started. The first step is to grab our butter, and we're going to put that into a double boiler. And that is simply some water, which is hot, and you put a bowl. It can be glass, it can be stainless steel bowl, any kind of bowl you have, just put it over it, and we're going to slowly melt our ingredients that way. Alright, our butter is almost melted. This is just a couple of minutes later. So at this point I'm going to dump in our chocolate chips, and we're going to let those melt, and then we'll mix those up. Get that all nicely incorporated. There we go. And the next thing we'll do is we'll pour in all of our sugar. Get that in there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mix all of this up, make sure it's well incorporated, and then I'm going to remove it from the heat, and we're going to let it cool, and then we will put in our 3 eggs. So we don't want to actually cook our eggs. So we want to make sure that this mixture is a little bit cooled down before we start adding those in. So I'll continue letting this go like this, and I'll be back. Alright, that's good. So I'm going to remove this from our water bath. And I'm going to let this mixture now cool. Our mixture has cooled down quite a bit, and our next step is to add in our 3 eggs. We're going to add those one at a time. So I'm going to start cracking these eggs, and I'm going to get them in one by one. We'll get our first one in. And it's always a lot safer to crack your egg into a little bowl and not into a mixture like that, because you're going to have a hard time finding a tiny piece of shell. So when you crack your egg, just check you don't have any shell, pop that in there, and you're good to go. That's the way I do it. It works for me. So I thought I would just give you that tip. I'll pop my 3rd egg. This is a very, very rich batter. We're using butter in here instead of oil, so it's just that much more rich. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to get this really well incorporated. I'm going to really whisk it up. We also want to get our oven preheated to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm also going to be pouring this into a 9x9 square pan, which I've lined with parchment paper. Alrighty, so that's good like that. Then what we're going to do, I'll pop my flour in and the cocoa powder. And we'll just give that a little shake. Shake, rattle, and roll. The little bitties are there, you can just kind of push them down. Just like that. There we go. And we're going to get that incorporated. You can see how rich this batter is. It just smells divine. So that's it. So we're ready to pour this into our baking tin. So I'm going to go grab a spatula and we'll get that done. So I've got a little parchment paper here, And I'm just going to pour this in. We'll get all of that in. All of that yummy goodness. I don't know if the camera's picking this up, but this is a really, really rich batter. Not only is there cocoa in here, there's Hershey's chocolate chips in here. So there we go. I guess I'm going to lick this thing too. Oh man, that's good. Woo! Alright, so I'm going to pop this into the oven, 325 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes. So I'll be back when it's done. Alright, our brownies have been cooling for about half an hour now, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take them out, just so they cool a little quicker. And I'm going to put them right there, on here. See how great that parchment paper is? You can lift it out nice and easily. So I'm going to let these cool for about 2 hours and then we'll be back. So I've let this cool down quite a bit, and so let's cut it up and check it out. I baked these for 35 minutes total. You can see how nice and gooey they are. Oh yeah, these look good. Alright, so I just picked a couple of brownies, and what I'm going to do, just for a finishing touch, you don't have to do this, this is completely optional. I'm just going to take some Hershey chocolate chips, I'm going to melt them in the microwave, and I'm going to use a very low setting to melt them, because I do not want to scorch the chocolate. And I'll melt that up, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to take the brownies and we'll just dip them in there, and that will be our final product. So I'm going to go melt my chocolate and I'll be back. So there we go. That looks pretty good. So we're going to start dipping our little brownies. Let's just take the side to side, that's the top. So let's just give it a little dip, just like that. There we go. There's one. If you don't want to do the chocolate, you don't have to. So you can do some with chocolate and some without. So that's it for this video. So if you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. And that's it for this video. So I'll see you next time.